Hey, how are you? My name's Volt. Welcome back to Magic the Gathering Arena. Today we're doing Zurgo and Ojutai Historic Brawl as just kind of a fun jeskai good stuff deck. What do I mean by jeskai good stuff? I mean, we got some spells, we got some mana ramp, we got some counter spells, we got some card draw, board wipes, but our win con is hit big with dragons like Zurgo and Ojutai. This is a really fun commander, very expensive, that's why we have a couple of pieces of cost reduction in here, such as our Dragon Lord's Servant, our Dragon Speaker Shaman, and a bit of an odd one that actually synergizes much better than I thought. Watcher of the Spheres. This little 2-drop makes creatures with flying you cast cost 1 less, and when another creature with flying ETBs, it gets +1/+1. You want to replay Zurgo and Ojutai a lot. Making it a 4-drop in place of a 5-drop saves you a lot of mana. This thing becomes a 3/3 every time you play it. Synergies. It's just kind of a jeskai good stuff deck. I can't lie. It's just kind of a fun deck. We have some dragons as our big win con. We have some classic value cards and win cons through like Alchemist Gambit. We got some board wipes like Sunfall Farewell. We have Whirlwind of Thought to draw a bunch of cards. This is non-creature, meaning that like counter spells, protection spells, enchantments, artifacts, and all that do also help push you over the edge. But overall, like I said, it's just kind of jeskai, dragon-y good stuff. It's a fun deck. I've had a little bit of fun playing it so far in the queue. Let's hop back into it and just show off what this dragon can do. You're on the play against a person who seems to think they're edgy with an okay hand. Don't be like this person. This is the only attention I'm going to bring to it because it's impossible to ignore stuff like that. Don't be like this person. Don't be weird. Don't be edgy. Be a normal human being, alright? This type of stuff gets you banned on most platforms. I'm shocked that it was allowed to be used as a username. Anyways, we'll have a turn 2 Dragon Lord Servant being able to ramp pretty hard. Probably going for land, shocking nobody. Technically, this is kind of a scary thing into the matchup here in its own way, but also not. This does make this cost 4, makes this cost 4 as well, makes this cost 6 in place of like 12. We'll probably hold this up to put this on red, actually. Have another red. Double red's pretty important. And we have Whirlwind Denial in order to counter spells and abilities. We'll let that happen. We'll do this, though. We'll counter the ability. I think that's how that works. It's been a while since I've used Whirlwind Denial in a deck. I'm not gonna lie, I just kind of saw it sitting there with its pretty artwork and decided to go for it. Looks like that is, in fact, how it works. We'll probably play Imarith this upcoming turn. I think that's the better card in this exact moment. Get out another flyer, and then on next turn play Zurgo and Ojutai. Use this to get card advantage. I can also use Zurgo and Ojutai to bounce Imarith back to hand. Can't imagine my opponent has much of a good way of dealing with everything I've got. Ah, so they're just a Helm of the Host deck. Interesting. Well, we'll do this. We'll trigger them like this. We will grab Invasion of Tarkir, and we'll decline. Bit of a weird one, but being able to play Invasion of Tarkir here will be really nice. They get to scry 1. We will also get to bounce their Helm of the Host using Otawara after this. And we will probably do it when they go to... Does this work? It's still a creature, right? It does, so this should do 7 damage. Yeah, it's dead, okay. That's what I thought. I was like 60% sure that's how it worked, but Ashaya has some weirdness by being a land. And they scoop because I have dragons. That's it. GG's. We are going first with an okay hand. That might be a bit weird, but we're going to play this on white. I could have named white on that and then played this on red, but I don't know. Turn 1 mana ramp never bodes well. Especially when we still have a bunch of tapped lands, but we do have a make disappear on curve here to stop whatever 3-drop they're going to try and play on turn 2. No? Alright, if they play, I don't even know what I would counter if they played it here. White and red. Do that. What 1 mana spell do you have over there? Or 0 mana? I mean, they could be running Pact. They can play their commander now if they really want to. They have the power. No, seriously, they can. They have their mana. No. Stop it. Get some help. Fucking alchemy cards, man. We want to hold up Whirlwind Denial now. I'm assuming they're going to try and play Omnath here. Ah, no, they're just 5-color good stuff. Got it. I thought for a second there my opponent might be playing something interesting and fun. We will mana ramp and mana ramp. I thought for sure they'd be playing Omnath as like some cool, use the Omnath commander to get leftover mana and do some cool stuff with it. Now they're just playing 5-color good stuff. Really? Not the replicating ring? I guess my opponent really hates card advantage. Oh, we can play this and Zurgo. Okay. Dragons. They're on a 5-turn clock. We'll grab Sarkhan. What is this, a 4/4? Yeah, Sarkhan can be a nice little buffer? I think that's what I'm looking for. Eventually, mind you. I'm probably going to use Zurgo and Ojutai for a few turns here for just raw card advantage, which is kind of how you want to use the commander anyways. Raw card advantage. I think my opponent's getting mana screwed over there. Oh, no, they're not. They just... Yeah, sure. I'll name blue. This is like almost all of my mana, but I will have 2 open mana, which will be nice, and we can maybe just like find something good here. Fortunately, Beacon Bolt's too expensive. Something good. They try and play something like... Okay. Also, I just realized I tapped wrong for a counterspell to be playable. I should have grabbed Negate. My fault. Also, really? Rally the Ranks? That's what you took out? Pleasantly surprised here. I thought for sure they would have taken away like my free mana. Braid can blow up something here. I kind of want to just like maybe counterspell something and then abrade something else. That'll fly. And we abrade something else and then we can Beacon Bolt something on my next turn. AKA we can Beacon Bolt Omnath on my next turn. Yeah, they don't have anything, so we can Beacon Bolt Omnath now. It does 4. Or damage. Then we get to play... Look, we finally play Sarkhan. Bit of a weird one, but it does push us up higher. Magnificent. In terms of just like everything we have. They can replay their commander, don't get me wrong. He's totally still playable if they just use their Phyrexian mana over there. But the 4/4 dragon is just there to apply pressure. Fateful Absence, you're gonna let me draw a card? Thank you. That means I can play Beacon Bolt for cheap. Well. Alright, sure. Why not? Thanks for the free card. My opponent really hates... Oh, this laughter is because, spoiler alert, this makes Zurgo and Ojutai cheaper. Like, a lot cheaper. Like, 1 extra mana cheaper? Ooh, baby. Thank you, opponent. The not the triggers, basically like the holdup is that my opponent has the ability to trigger Hajar's ability here and sacrifice it. This is target creature, by the way, in case you're wondering why I'm not like, aha, I have lethal. It's just target creature. View battlefield, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bounce you back to hand. Play you. Because that is now just a 5/4 flyer, which is very difficult for my opponent to deal with. And it gives me free stuff if they kill it. I still win. I win. I have 3 flyers, they have 1. I mean, that's lethal. Coming in off the top. Flyers, baby. Flyers. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of funny how they accidentally gave me something better with that fragment reality. Taking away my replicating ring just to give me a Dragon Lord servant that gave me, technically more mana because it was a cost reduction. Thank you, opponent. Thank you. I was a little disappointed this was just kind of 5-color good stuff Omnath. I was expecting something that could, like, pop off with, like, the free black mana that they would get, but, it's still cool to see people playing the new cards. GG's, opponent. Opponent's on Niv Mizzet Payroon, probably full control. I don't know why we're playing an S-tier commander with something that I built for fun, but here we are. We have 3 mana ramp, creature ramp. We'll see how it goes. It's a 50-50 on whether or not this is, like, a keepable game or not. We will name white. We'll have red, white there. We'll have blue, white here. That's double white for some of our creature cards. And play this. Wash Away will be pretty nice to have. Oh, wait! In case you don't know, Niv Mizzet's uncounterable. It's one of those weird things that for some reason they felt the need to print on the card. He's a little bit of an overpowered commander. A little bit of an overpowered commander. We're faking that we have something. For once, it looks like we might be playing a Niv Mizzet player who's not just playing full control. I'm shocked. I still don't know why these Niv Mizzet players or, like, control players feel the need to play Deliberate on their turn, though. It's kind of weird. Alien. We will play our 5/5 dragon, which Niv cannot trade with or really target effectively. Double vision. Okay. We'll play Expressive Iteration here. Go and hunt down some cool cards. Put this in hand because we'll probably need to play it, knowing everything. Play you. Name Dragon, so Niv can't actually do anything. And then we hold up a counterspell just in case my opponent plays something scary. Should I have taken Farewell to deal with that? Maybe. Who cares, though? Fun fact, this, like, doubling of spells doesn't really help these 2 cards out that much. It's a really odd one where, like, because these don't have, like, Magecraft on them, it's whenever you cast and not cast or copy. They just kind of whiff and go, you know, like, out the door in a bad way. You could play Sarkhan. I kind of want to play Sarkhan. Are you going to try and blow up my Orb of Dragonkind or my Replicating Ring? Opponent. Opponent. You really think I don't play counter magic? Come on. Get the fuck out of here, man. We still might Supreme Verdict them, but I don't know if that's the right decision. Math is hard. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Blue. I do blue-red. And I tap this. And I play you. I have a lot of mana open in order to play, like, full counterspell. We're leaving Emerith back. Swords or ow? Swords or I think ow. This is one of those super weird ones where like I'm going to play Supreme Verdict into my opponent's Niv here in a second. Or maybe I'll just wash away. We'll counter the first iteration of the spell. Or does my opponent have something that counters my counter? Okay. Okay. Very confusing. I think we'll still like hold up with a Supreme Verdict after this. Play Ow probably, so that Ow can just kind of vibe on board and be a problem. This guy literally does not scare me at all. This has Ward 4. I don't know why they're doing all this card drawing before Niv hits the board either. Oh no, 2 damage! Egads, my one true weakness! This joke brought to you by me being a silly person. Play this. Hold up Absorb mana. Hold back. Absorb just in case they play something that I don't want them to get access to twice. I mean, they get all their procs and stuff, but I will be able to, like, do all kinds of things. They do get to play Niv. I cannot stop the Niv. Oh no, 2 whole damage. Alright, well, anyways, we swing. Oh no, Imarith! Oh, you know what we're going to do? We're going to full control here. And then in response, a bounce Double Vision. Because we have 2 legendaries, making that much, 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 much cheaper. Which is just really nice. Ow. Let's look at the top 5. We find anything? Atsushi! Yes! Hello, friend! You cause problems for my opponent. I'll let it go. I'll make them think that I'm letting it go. After this, though, we just get to swing with Atsushi and then my commander, and then profit, and probably win. We might have beaten my opponent. If they have a counter spell, we have an Absorb. If they have a kill spell, we have an Absorb. Does my opponent have answers? We'll make sure that the second one targets the thing as well. We will let it resolve. We will take action. We will resolve. We'll play Whirlwind of Thought now. Making it so that we get to draw cards for free. Now, does my opponent have a way to kill Atsushi without causing themselves immense pain, problems, and issues? Well, it looks like they're just kind of sitting on a whole bunch of nothing. Right, well, we'll try and play Sarkhan. We'll draw a card off him. When they counter him, we'll play Absorb and draw a card off that. We're trying to bait out just like all of the everything that my opponent could possibly be playing right now. We'll just counter the initial one. You can get a second one, but we just want to draw cards. Yeah, you can bounce him. Anyways. Are you done yet, opponent? Got any more counter spells over there that you're going to double spell for no apparent reason? Thorbrand. And wow, look at this. I can only assume my opponent also has a counter spell, because that's... like, come on. What else are they going to be playing right now? I know they could try and kill me. I have 19 life. Okay, well, there's the double expressive iteration. Maybe they could try and kill me. Who knows? All I know is that I was wrong. I thought this was a fun Niv Mizzet player. No, it's just control Niv Mizzet like everybody else. Who am I to complain? I play it too. I feel like my opponent doing this double expressive iteration, though, screams that they might be out of counterspells. Of course, who am I actually kidding? They bothered to craft Sublime Epiphany. They probably have like 50 counterspells. Yo, free mana, let's go! Alright, well, let's start by trying to play at Sushi. Sushi resolved. Alright, we play our commander. Commander resolved. Oh. That was the most anticlimactic ending to a game I've ever experienced. I thought for sure digging 6 cards deep with double iteration after digging another card. They dug 7 cards deep for a counterspell. Maybe they shouldn't have saw it coming. What if they even saw it coming? My absorb? Maybe? No, they saw it coming my commander. Yeah, maybe they shouldn't have counted my commander. I thought I was going to kill him. I don't know. I don't know what they should have done there. They clearly were just like out of luck, really. Zurgo and Ojutai having haste causes all sorts of problems. Either way, GG. On to the next. Opponent goes first on Slowgurk the Other Slime, which is kind of like lands, matter, but graveyard synergies. We have a both playable and unplayable hand. Playable because Sprite Dragon can easily just win the game, beating down my opponent constantly. Unplayable because those other 2 cards aren't very good. This is a much better hand. Abundant Harvest. Interesting. Let's play the blue first. Maybe we can Mystical Dispute if they try and play a blue spell here. Roaring Earth. Okay. Mystical Dispute is such a good counterspell in this format. It hits so much stuff early. Like that. I kind of want to hold up Whirlwind Denial, but I think this is better. We can just like let them build a board state and then take it down with Vanquish the Horde. I don't think a Slowgurk would play too many like creatures though. It would mostly be mana dorks, right? And we can always just sword something if it scares us. We will name red because we like double red. I will do this. I don't really want to because I want to kind of cycle through my hand because I don't think I need this much good stuff in my hand, but Evolution Sage. Yeah, okay, we'll probably just Supreme Verdict after they, probably Supreme Verdict after this. Do we let them play Slowgurk first and eat, like... It's gonna be at least, like, 10 damage if we let them get away with this. I think we let them hit us once and then we, Supreme Verdict. Because we also have Whirlwind Denial to just hit Slowgurk if they just try and play it again. Or in this case, Whirlwind Denial to hit the Thirst for Discovery. Which is pretty cool if you ask me. Niv! My homie! My favorite dragon! A card that I want to build around in paper someday. Do they have a protection spell over there, maybe? We'll find out. They do not, and so they scoop. We unironically got to be the control deck. This isn't a control deck, I promise! It's cool dragons! Y'all saw the deck list. I'm sorry, opponent. GG's, though. Moving on. We are on the play with a debatably keepable hand, and we will keep it playing against Svalion of Sea and Sky, a card I have not seen in this queue before. It is indestructible if they control Merfolk. Whenever it attacks, draw a card. Other Merfolk you have Ward 1. We'll let this enter tapped. That's probably the smart play. But we could have miscasted something, couldn't we? Whatever. I think we'll play one of our mana ring. We'll probably play the Replicating Ring, right? Are they Merfolk Tribal? I respect that so much. I respect Merfolk Tribal to a degree my opponent might not understand. I do think we play Out of the Dawn Sky after this, though. These are in the deck because they have the draw a card on them. Literally it. It's one of those things where it's like, I feel like they're good to buy on Arena and in paper because they're like never truly bad, but 3 mana rocks are a little expansive. But expansive? Expensive. To play, not to like own. But it's a matter of like, it has something to do late game, which a lot of decks have problems doing. This doesn't give them like... It doesn't give them like anything fancy. This only reduces cost by 1, so I think we'll play this first, and the next turn we can double spell. I think double spelling will be the right move. If we draw a land, it'll be even better. Island walk? I have islands! Oh, that's so sad. Oh well. We're just gonna keep swinging with big dragons. We'll actually swing with you. And we're now kind of in a pretty good position. This is going to just get bigger. This is just going to stay here. Your problem, child. We have a way to counter instants and sorceries. I don't know why my opponent isn't like all out swinging. I literally have nothing. Maybe they're scared. I don't know. We do still have access to miscast here. You don't have to pay full cost for that wash away, by the way. I don't know why they did. Maybe they just didn't want to leave, like, mana untouched. My opponent is in a very dire situation. Honestly, though, they probably could have been beating me if they'd, if they'd just, been swinging the whole time. Taking an extra 4 damage per turn would have put me in a much more precarious situation. I think if I draw a land, I can still play Sprite Dragon and Zurgo and Ojutai if they Rivers Rebuke me, which is the only thing I'm really scared of right now. I have Lethal in the air, obviously. My opponent doesn't seem to have many flyers. They do have Island Walk, unfortunately. I'm a little sad that my blue sources that I drew were actually islands. Look at the Merfolk! I think we probably have this in the bag. You know, knock on wood. Knock on wood very aggressively, but they only have 2 open mana. What can I block? I can block that. Yeah, let's block that. Save ourselves some life. Even if they find a way to bump it by like +2 +... Yeah, okay. I think my opponent could have had this in the bag if they hadn't been so like... Oh, wait, it's other... Okay, so they could have been only doing 2 extra damage per turn because this couldn't swing past. I don't know what they could have done then. I had big dragons, they didn't. GG's, opponent. We are on the play, playing into Atraxa, which we hope is playing fun Atraxa, not boring Atraxa. For your information, dear viewer, fun Atraxa is not poison. Boring Atraxa is poison. Why do I phrase it like this? Because there's really fun and interesting ways to play Atraxa, play around the color scheme, play around the idea of proliferation without just going, I play a poison counter on you. And it's just much more fun if you don't only play poison. Like I never faulted. I have poison in my Atraxa deck, which I think should already be out by the time this video releases. I think I'm going to schedule them so that Atraxa comes out first and this one comes out after. Also, I'm believing between God's Willing and Esper Sentinel probably giving me card draw. I'm going to get my red source. In case you're wondering why I bothered to keep this hand. We'll play this. We might just play this tapped. We'll see. I kind of want to just like be able to hold up God's Willing. My opponent's playing a whole lot of nothing and playing on full control. Play that tapped. Either that or they actually have something that they just like didn't want to play. A lot of tapped lands so far, both for me. We have Prismari Command in case they try and mana ramp here or something. Which I think we might use to go hunting for something. I won't make a treasure token. Looks expressive. We'll hunt for a counterspell or something. Alright, well, let us put Ow into our hands. Orb off to the side here. Play our land for turn. Play our orb. We technically still have access to God's Willing if they try and play like removal or something on Esper. They don't have many colors that they need. Gonna pay the 1. They paid the 1, meaning they cannot really do anything else this turn. Bodes well for me. Technically, Atraxa does have flying, so we kind of want to find answers. Terror of the Peaks is an answer. Tells your opponent's cast that target terror costs 3 life whenever another creature enters the battlefield. Terror does damage equal to that creature's power to any target. Alright, we're going to actually do this properly this time to make sure. Red. I don't know why it changed colors on me there. Terror of the Peaks. Very cool card. We have Spell Pierce in case they try and counterspell. And we have God's Willing. We have 2 1-mana spells that are very good at protecting my assets, so to speak. My opponent does have the big old plus side of being able to, if they have the right mana, they... No shot! They're still mana screwed? I am sorry, opponent. Alright, we will tap a white mana in order to add the blue and red that Zurgo and Ojutai needs. So we can hold up all other colors of mana that we need access to in order to, like, counterspell and stuff. Enjoy your 4 to the face. You have 2 mana for that? Oh, you don't have Settle the Wreckage mana. And we're done. In case you're wondering why I was attacking with such reckless abandon, is that even if they have stuff like Settle the Wreckage or Wandering Emperor there, I just have such an overwhelming board state and mana advantage. But even with that Spell Pierce in hand, I might have still been swinging in. Zurgo and Ojutai going back to the command zone is whatever. We still have an extra turn and an ow. Settle the Wreckage was the smart play to just kind of hold back and hold up, and they prevented me from drawing a mana. But something as simple as Spell Pierce just hard shuts that down. GG's opponent. Sorry you got mana screwed. On to the next. We are going first. We have an Esper Sentinel, Secluded Courtyard. This is debatably really good. I think playing an Esper Sentinel on turn 1 warrants the bad mana. By bad mana, I mean I cannot play Expressive by turn 3. I would need to wait till turn 4. But I think Esper on turn 1 is just really good, especially into a Crucius deck where they probably are either playing like essentially Crucius is their commander, quote unquote, but their actual commander is Atraxa. And they only have one, like all their spells cap out at a certain mana value, and then Crucius will just choose, like, I want something with greater mana value. And go find Atraxa from their deck. We are hitting our mana, that's pretty good. Roxa! I think we drop Sarkhan here. I don't think there's any reason to keep Sarkhan there. Name a dragon, because that's what I mostly care about. On this upcoming turn, we can either just play Zurgo and Ojutai to go searching, or then we'll play Expressive Iteration to maybe find removal. Ambitious? Yeah, okay, they're literally... I know exactly what they're doing. It's what I said. It is literally 100% down what I said. Their commander isn't Crucius, their commander is Atraxa. Yeah, no. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, of course. Maybe we can find a board wipe with Expressive. We only have access to, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana? 7 mana. We're going to 5 mana, but we need to find answers. I do think we need to shock this in, right? We can Zurgo and Ojutai. Go hunting for more answers, bring him back to hand. Grabbing Farewell. Unfortunate that my opponent gets a pretty good turn here, probably, but yeah. 7 damage, 9 damage totally at the end of the world, so... Crucible of Worlds. Interesting. And by interesting, I mean, I feel like that's kind of bad, right? Alright, this is going to be depressing, but we got to get rid of all of this, so we're going to have to dump our artifacts as well. What does Fiery Temper do? 3 damage to any target. Spicy! Yeah, Crucius is an incredibly powerful commander. My deck is probably not going to be here. I'm sorry, all of my everything. But it's gots to go! It's all gots to go! I'm sorry, it's all gotta go. We don't have near the right colors of mana for Niv. They could double block Zurgo and Ojutai here.
Envy the strong, and I the generous one.
Herald's Horn, name a dragon. We'll go for it. They do have to double block Zurgo and Ojutai here if they want to kill him, and that is totally acceptable. I've already reduced my commander tax by 1 so far. Totally fine. Herald's Horn absolutely reduces commander tax by 1. I don't know why they're saying oops. You don't make more, if you make more spiders with Lolth, then I say, yeah, like you lose her. Physically can't. They have 1 open black mana, 2 open black mana after this, but this has hexproof. Whirlwind of Thought. Yeah. We're just going face over and over here because we just kind of need answers. We're probably going to lose. Crucius is actually just like an insanely powerful commander. Crucius is an insanely powerful commander. It gives you free... It is literally a card that says, drop the card you don't want to have in your hand, make a treasure token. Like, it's insane. There's very little things that can be done about Crucius's existence. And the fact that they're in Rakdos colors just makes him even stronger. This card either needs to be banned or, like, put in just, like, the highest tier of Q IMO. It's just way too good. It's just way too good. It is literally... drop whatever card you don't want, and then grab something slightly better. And it's nuts. Yeah, this is all I got. I have a Terror of the Peaks, and I have a Whirlwind of Thought. Let me play my cards. I'm going to show you I don't really have anything. I want to give them a good game, because I have nothing, and they can basically kill me here. They don't literally kill me here, but the odds that they find something that kills Terror of the Peaks is really high. That's why I'm just going to hit him with a good game. That does make the Nighthawks a little smaller. We'll kill Crucius. I'm not going to lie, I did just kind of realize halfway through at the end there that, like, technically speaking, I don't die. I thought that they would have lethal. Them getting rid of the Nighthawk Scavenger is, that's lethal now, right? Because I should lose a life. Do I lose a life off that? Do I not lose a life off that? I don't lose a life. My bad. I didn't think that they would grab the card from my graveyard. Saw it coming. Yeah, alright. I mean, we can try. There's a couple of cards in here we can maybe hit, but I'm pretty sure that they just win here. I thought for sure they wouldn't do the dumb move. In case you're wondering what I'm talking about, Nighthawk Scavenger is, its power is equal to 1 plus the type number of cards in your opponent's graveyard. This is just exile 1 target card from a graveyard. They didn't have to hit my graveyard, so they could have let this be bigger. They could have hit something from their graveyard and make Emerstrom Predator literally just like not die. I don't know why my opponent is going through all of this effort. They could have attacked with just Kalane and they would have killed me. It's very confusing. It's very confusing. Yeah, they don't have to hit my graveyard with that, by the way. They can hit their own graveyard. They had lethal last turn. They absolutely flubbed lethal. If I'd found a board wipe, we might have been able to come out on top. But alas, Crucius, kind of an overpowered commander. It's one of the alchemy commanders that really leaves a bad taste in my mouth about alchemy. Him and Rusko, I think, are the 2 biggest offenders from alchemy. They provide so much mana value, and they're like 3 and 4 drops. It's disgusting. But either way, GG's opponent, you did play it all out correctly. That'll probably be it for the games. That is Zurgo and Ojutai, legendary creature, ogre, or ogre? Is it an orc or an ogre? An orc. Orc dragon, with it basically being a jeskai good stuff / dragons deck. Is this version the best version? No. Does it seem to be very high in the placement queue just because it's jeskai colors? Yes. Are you going to have a hard time playing Dragons Tribal with Zurgo and Ojutai? Also, yes. Am I going to do it anyways? You're goddamn right. I think this commander is a lot of fun. I think it would really shine in a legitimate jeskai good stuff deck where like your top end is planeswalkers, not dragons, but that's not as fun as playing Zurgo and Ojutai as a dragons commander. It's just more fun playing it this way. Jeskai has a lot of cool dragons in it. You have access to stuff like Imarith, Kayari, Ao, and the Ancient Gold Dragon, which I don't think really got a chance to shine. You also get Nadar, which is stuff that you don't get in like Miriam. who is the Teamer Dragon Commander, who's a much better Dragon Commander than Zurgo and Ojutai. I'm going to be real. I honestly think, though, that as much fun as I have with this deck, if you want to be successful and have really big wins and go huge with Zurgo and Ojutai, run it as a true jeskai powerhouse. Run it as a jeskai control deck, the likes of which that you would pilot with, say, Narset, or pilot with Hinata the Dawn-Crowned, something more akin to that, and then use Zurgo as like a beater / card advantage when you're running out of cards in hand. Because being able to consistently bounce him back to your hand and just draw cards off it is really nice. And sometimes you can just leave him on the battlefield if you don't care about the card advantage that turn. You can just leave him there. But he does have some really cool, good enter the battlefield synergies. You can use him great with stuff like Terror of the Peaks to constantly be pinging your opponent for 4. That can be pretty powerful. And on top of that, you can have some pretty strong cost reduction stuff going on in this deck. You saw it once, I believe, where Dragon Speaker Shaman made it just cost blue, red, and white to cast him. Insane. Dragon Lord's Servant can reduce the cost by 1. Herald's Horn can reduce the cost by 1. And on top of that, you have lots of really good mana rocks and ways of generating treasures in this color combination. I think it's a fun commander. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and all that stuff. Thanks for hanging out and watching, and I hope to catch you in the next one.